No one on Obey is on any sort of kill streak, so obviously when we start incorporating score streaks into this, it's not going to be doing them any favors. If any of these Thrust players, such as Fears or Sensor, can carry on their score streaks that they're actually on, they're going to be getting more score streaks to put in the air, you know, those Hellstorm missiles, those Thunder Killers, so it's just going to get worse and worse for Obey. So it gets to the sort of point where you have to think, do I need to just sort of sit and try and get myself on a score streak? And that's what we're probably going to see one of these Obey players do. It's actually Breezy who started that, and oh, that's very unfortunate. I'm not entirely sure what just killed Saints. I think it was the explosion of the car, but let's have a look.
So right at the top of the board here, though, I'm just going to point this out quick. We got Clayster trying to counter the current anchor right now. Breezy and him getting into a gunfight, going back and forth. Unique choice of weapons. He's got the B-23R burst fire handgun. He's not able to hold down. Breezy hops over the wall and able to take care of that. And they're finally able to get position on the spawns and the point on the board. The hard point is in favor of Obey right now, but still a 50-point lead is going to be very difficult for them to come back here. And a two-piece opportunity, but Cray was just able to knock it out and solidifies that backside even harder.
Yeah, I've switched up. I'm on board with Obey now, and I'm actually on board with Crumpy, who did just get shut down, but he's got a very, very nice spawn thanks to the anchoring on that back fountain done by his teammate, and you're probably going to see him again. Actually, no, he's got a very bad spawn, spawning at the opposite side. That just shows how many Thrust players are going to be all at that hardpoint, and you can see now where Obey have spawned on that minimap. They are completely in no man's land, and this is looking very, very good for Thrust right now. 2 minutes 20 still to go, and they only need around about 35 points to go ahead and take this first map. As you can just see the kill feed, it's just so Thrust orientated.
100%, and you know, this is a brand new team. You know, we stated it before, Thrust is a new organization, and Keemstar is actually heading this group of people who's interested in getting involved in MLG, and I'm 100% for that. And he picked up probably some of the most important players in the free agent world right now. You know, Sensor is a two-time national champion. Fears just came off a second place win at UMG. He won on Frag Cup. We've got Saints and we got Clayster backing these two guys up. This is an all-star lineup. My only concern is, are they going to be able to stick it together? Anytime you put a new team together on any aspect of this game, you got to be worried about roster changes. And I know it's huge over here in North America, but what are roster changes looking like in the EU side of things?
To be honest, right now, in some of the top teams, everything's looking pretty stable. I mean, Prophecy, they don't look like they're going to change anytime soon, which is really, really good for them because they are playing so very well. Ewin, they've actually picked up the old TCM Josh. So Josh, the EGL 8 winner under TCM, he's actually joined Ewin, and that is the old Apex lineup that actually won DreamHack. So that's one of the only real changes. TCM, as it stands right now, the old EGL 8 victors, they actually haven't solidified a roster yet, so we're not entirely sure what's going on with them. Right now, I would say they're going to be the top 3 teams in Europe, and everything seems to be settling down, which to me is a really good thing, because there's nothing more annoying than seeing lots and lots of roster changes. It makes me kind of annoyed. It's frustrating for the
fan base as well, because you can never stick with the team that you're going to cheer for an entire season, because 2-3 weeks in, or even after a victory, team changes occur. Just look at Complexity. You know, they came off a second place at UMG, and they didn't decide to stick with their roster, and instead they, you know, ejected Fears, and Fears was up in the open market for a long time trying to figure out what team he was going to join. And I just want to clearly point out we're almost out here, but look at the tides have turned. Thrust has lost their lead, 236 to 249, 250 in favor of Obey, and I did not see this coming at all. I can't believe it.
That was a very, very late turnaround, and it just seems like Thrust just lost complete control over the map. I mean, right now you can see in the kill cam, Trizzy in the anchor position behind that police car. You can either go there or behind the wall, but he's doing a great job holding those spawns, and that was the importance in that game.
That was a beautiful strafe.
It was, wasn't it? It really was. It is a very nice kill cam, but I actually think Thrust out-fragged them, I think.
It does look the way that they did get more kills on the board, but it looks like they were just, you know, lost control of positioning and weren't able to get that anchor out of Obey's hands. And the last 3 hard points all went to 100% Obey, and they took it from him right there. Close matchups, beautiful matchups. I love close stuff because you know, really shows that how dynamic these maps and game types are compared to previous ones, and it's going to change things up. It makes it more entertaining for the viewer, makes it more entertaining for the casters, obviously, and that's always important, don't you think?
Yeah, there's nothing more annoying than when you're spectating a really boring game because you can't get into it and you can't get enthusiastic about the Call of Duty that you're watching. But that's the one thing I really, really love about Hardpoint. Obviously, it's a new game type in Black Ops 2, but how competitive are the games that we see in Hardpoint? It seems every time you get two top teams playing a game of Hardpoint, it just seems to always go down to the wire, and you never know who's going to take it. I mean, we saw it there. We were saying the whole game, yeah, Thrust, they're ahead, looks like they're going to take it, and then out of nowhere, Obey come back and they managed to scrape out that victory.
Yeah, it's like Obey like ooped them, went around back, and I watched, you know, half a second there. It took one play to change the tide. It took one solid anchor on the one hard point on the back left of the ice cream shop there, or laundry area, and once they got control of that one, it was, you know, just like a snowball effect. You know, they captured the one, they transitioned, moved to the back of the wall, got the next anchor, and just played it very nicely. And that is top solid play from a professional team. I love to see that stuff.
Absolutely. Looks like the next map we're going to see as well is Search and Destroy, and I love Search and Destroy. For me, Search and Destroy is it's my favorite thing. I absolutely love playing it, and I love spectating it, and Standoff as well. It's such a good map for Search and Destroy. Search
and Destroy also seems to be that crucial point in a matchup on all the teams. It's like their point to change the tide. You know, whoever seems to win the Search games comes out on top of the overall match. And I noticed this quite a bit at EGL, that the teams who won their searches were the victors. You think we're going to see that the same pattern here in Black Ops 2? You know, where search is kind of the most important game type?
I kind of agree with that, but at the same time, obviously with Hardpoint coming in, because in Modern Warfare 3 we had Search and Destroy, CTF, and that was it. Whereas with Hardpoint being thrown in there, you kind of want to favour the teams that can win the Hardpoint, because Hardpoint is just because it's so new. I guess teams are still even now trying to figure out exactly how to play it. So I kind of think Hardpoint is maybe the new game type that's going to give those teams momentum to go through it in a best-of series and sort of grind out those victories. But I think that's something that we're only ever going to see in time, and we're only ever going to see it after a few more tournaments and LAN events.
We just need to let the game develop a little bit more and kind of play it out, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I kind of think we're going to have to watch it play out, and then we're truly going to see what the most important game type is. Because I completely agree. In Modern Warfare 3, it was Search and Destroy. If you won those Search and Destroys, that was it. You were pretty much going to win any game that you were ever faced against. Whereas with Black Ops 2, I think it's just a little bit different.
I think it's more action-packed. You know, we see a lot more standoffs, some close one-on-ones with Black Ops 2 Search. I'm a big fan of that. It's high-action gameplay is what I'm used to. And typically in past Call of Duties, you know, you get into Search, it's like, okay, we're going to sit here, we're going to wait for a minute, run the clock down. I don't see that at all in Black Ops 2. I see a lot of just go-for-the-throat type game style and plays from these teams. I think it eventually will slow down and get more methodical, where teams are actually building their strategies around Search. And I think, obviously kill streaks have added a whole new dynamic to Search play, especially, you know, like you mentioned before, that throwing the 100 kill in the air after you plant the bomb is almost a guaranteed win, because now, you know, the diffuser, even if he does kill you, he's got to contend with that 100 killer, which is insanely quick. If you start hearing the lock on, you only have like a fraction of a second to get under, you know, any sort of cover or duke it out or anything you can do to get it away. But it is very difficult to get on top of that.
It's the hardest thing. But as well as that, I've seen some really sneaky plays as well, because obviously when you use a lightning strike, it pings everyone on the opposition. So I've seen, you know, 1v4 situations in S&D which have been completely turned on their head because a player has a lightning strike. So all he does is at the start of the clutch moment, pings his lightning strike, gets a complete view of where the 4 opposition players are on the sort of tablet that comes up, and then straight away he has vision on where those opposition players are. And to me, that adds a completely new element into the game, and I personally really enjoy watching those moments. And I still think the community may be a little bit 50-50 on the bench about it, but for me, it just makes the game so much more better.
Well, you're allowed to do the ping once per round, right? So essentially it's a UAV that you get to keep in your pocket for 6 rounds, possibly. if you get your airstrike on your first round, you're in good shape for the following. Really try to figure out where the enemy team is pushing off the start of the game.
Yep, and if you get your airstrike in the first round as well, you must be a god. Because that would be some crazy.
Well, if you get the plant and an ace, it's in the pocket.
It's possible, yeah, definitely. It would require a massive amount of skill, though.
So Sorry.
I was going to say, who are you spectating right now?
Yeah, right now I'm on Sensor. Sensor just picked off a couple hit markers, into the top of the 2-story blue. And they had a heavy push over towards A. A seems like the bomb site that everybody wants to go to off the start of Search and Destroy. And it looks like we've got a 2-on-1. Fears and Sensor both pushing in. Fears gets a kill on Breezy. So they got a nice positional control over here on the right side by Tractor. They have one player remaining over in the middle of the map watching for any sort of cuts. And Saints is able to pick off one. Crumpy pushing in on the side, left wide open. Sensor's able to turn, and he grabs the beautiful turn on Crump. That was a nice play. He had some help, though. It wasn't just a one-man operation over there.
Yeah, that was really good awareness right there from Sensor, getting the turn on Crumpy. And what you did notice as well is at the start of that round, Thrust opting to use the smoke grenades just to make sure they could get across towards the tank, because you see so many sniper rifles and snipers go on top of that roof area and pick off players as they cross, and there's nothing more annoying than getting picked off from a sniper in S&D.
I have actually managed to do this. I've been grinding myself, trying to get back into the competitive game, play at least, because I feel like if you're going to cast a game, you need to play it on the same level you're watching. So I joined a search team, and I was running across the map. All of a sudden, bam, get headshotted, and I literally just dropped my controllers. Like, that is so frustrating. It is so frustrating. But here we are. Saints is watching the backside, looking for anybody flanking. I'm going to switch over, take a look at what Sensor's doing. He's in meat shop, looking towards middle on main tank. He's got somebody in his sights, and he's able to put a couple shots down range. Gets a hit marker, not able to close it out. We got a player advantage over on the left-hand side. The other players on the board have not shown, and we'll take a quick look. Breezy able to take out Fears, so that's going to put 1 on the board. And we got a 3-on-4 as you're looking on the map now. All 4 members of Obey, very crucial. Let's go over here. Look at Sensor. Sensor's down. Clayster is looking up. Sorry, I just got stuck on the board, and I just missed it. I apologize. Wasn't able to switch out fast enough, but Obey basically swooped in on that bomb site and cleared house really quickly. And I apologize. I wasn't able to switch out of the map view, but there was some excellent gameplay that just went down here, and Trizzy closing it out, taking out Mr. Saints.
Yeah, it was some nice play coming from Obey, and it all happened so quickly as well. I mean, it was a 4v4, and then all of a sudden, within 5 seconds, it was a 1v4, and then it was it. That was over. But let's have a look. I'm board with Breezy right now, and he's actually just chilling in the spawn. He doesn't need to do any
equipment
rushing.
change. He did a quick equipment change there. Pulled out the PDW. Now he's back into the MSMC, and he's kind of weary about pushing ahead. Doesn't want to throw the early pre-nade too quickly, and he does have help to his left. He's got Mr. Wish Cray, and he's posted up, kind of switching back and forth. They're looking for that push towards A, which seems to be the typical route. Clayster takes out Cray, and he's got a 2-on-1. Breezy with a beautiful 2-piece play, just walks in there and cleans house, man. That is such a powerful weapon right there he's got in his hands.
I bet he's glad he made that switch up to the MSMC right there. Obviously, the start of the round, trying to decide what weapon to use, and he's got himself a massive 2-piece on that A bomb site, and that is actually going to make it. In fact, no, Saints takes down Trizzy, so that's going to be 2-on-1, and it's going to be left to Breezy all by himself. He has 33 seconds, obviously, on the defensive round. Have a quick look at the map. There you go. Bomb has now gone down at A, so Breezy is going to have to try and make those moves.
So here's a quick question for you. Does he chance his 4-kill streak to push in here on a 2-on-1 situation, or is he going to hold it?
Just as you say that.
The caster curse, it's a question that I would have really liked to see, develop a little bit more, but is it something to consider if you got 4 points on your kill streak? Do you chance a losable situation when you're, the map count or the round count really isn't that vital at the moment?
To be honest, in that situation, I probably would have held back just a little bit. Maybe just try to pick off one player. Rather than just going, knee deep and just rushing straight in at the A bomb just to see if they can go for the massive heroic moment, because unfortunately there, as we saw, it didn't pay off. So I'm going to sort of go with that sort of stance where I would have taken it a bit slow, tried to take one, tried to build on that score streak, because when you're in that sort of position in S&D, that doesn't come along very often if you get yourself close to a score streak, because you can have those games in S&D where you just can't string together score streaks. You'll get a kill, but you'll die. You're not necessarily playing badly, but you just can't get the score streak. So when they do come along, I really think you need to savor them, as Breezy just gets a hit marker with that nade. So unlucky, but he is going to be making moves, and we're not seeing that traditional rush that you were mentioning earlier on, because it does seem so many teams head towards that A bomb site, whereas now it looks like Obey are actually going to switch things up.
Yeah, it's anticipated. So now we got a bit of an exchange over on the defensive tank area. We have a two-man positional on B. Sensor's able to take out Crumpy with a headshot there, and it's going to leave... it looks like Trizzy over to wrap things up. He's got hit markers into one, connects with the second, but Saints comes in, wraps it up, and it's switching over to the last man. It is a pretty close matchup. He's doing a lap around the B, trying to buy some time. He's got 30 seconds, and this is the point on Search and Destroy, which I always just get, worried, and it just happens there. Beautiful play, and they're able to hold on to it. Saints is able to wrap things up with Clayster, and they are going to get that bomb defused. And here's an interesting point with Clayster, already having 2 points on his current streak. He's going to let Saints continue on with his and get the points for the bomb defusal.
Yep, that's going to help Saints grow towards that score streak. And it's also going to make it 3-1 in rounds. That was so unfortunate, because in this 1 versus 3 situations, you see Breezy had to do that. He had to go for the kill on the bomb diffuser, because if he didn't, obviously the bomb's going to get diffused. But you just know that Thrust are going to have the other 2 players around that bomb site, just trying to give as many cover on as many different angles as they possibly can. So it was just so unfortunate. But once again, we're seeing Thrust dominate early in this game. But are they going to fall back? Is Obey going to make another amazing comeback?
Yeah, Obey seems to be that team that, slow off the start, but gains momentum through the middle and finishes out very strong. Right now, I'm on board with Saints. Saints is bottom brown, looking in towards B, trying to catch one. He's got Breezy in front of him, took out Fears. He's pushing up. He sees one, throws hit markers into Craig. Craig goes down. He's got second front, and he's throwing it in there, but has to reload. If he had a couple more bullets, he would have had a beautiful play, but Crumpy able to swoop in, take the kill. And now we got Clayster and Sensor up against Crumpy and Trizzy. Exchange going in there. Clayster coming up huge with a beautiful 2-piece. So we now have a 1-on-1 Clayster up against Crumpy. Gonna show the board. They're both kind of looking at each other for half a minute. Clayster's gonna back up into the back of the store and reposition and come out a little bit stronger and try to figure out where it is that Crumpy is headed now.
Yeah, Clayster doesn't have that much time. Only 30 seconds left on the board for him to decide which bomb site to go to. But as well as that, he has to be trying to think, where is this opposition player going to be? And he may be just about to see him. He does see him, and he is going to have an engagement here. Can he find this kill? He is going to have to back off. 17 seconds left. This is where he has to make the decision. Does he go for the plant, or does he go for the kill?
Nobody likes to go 1v1 in a close range to mid-range battle against the fouls. So I think that was a smart choice by Crumpy to back up, as he didn't get the first couple shots off. He was already heavily hurt, and backing up is going to buy him a little bit more time. But there goes that hunter killer, and now they're exchanging backside, and right through the tractor, Clayster is able to grab the kill on Crumpy, but he did unfortunately waste that kill streak.
He did, but I think in his eyes, he's going to rationalize that, and he's going to see that as not wasting. That was just his safety net, because he got the kill either way, and that is going to give Thrust a bigger lead now. I think that just shows that they are feeling a little bit cautious. They don't want to throw away another map. Obviously, we just saw them lose that Hardpoint game just amazingly. Obey with a great comeback. So you can just see Thrust there feeling a little bit cautious about things and wanting to make sure they win each and every round.
So here we go on board again with Sensor. Sensor's pushing into the middle side of bottom side brown into the 2 stories, grabbing one. The jump shot misses, both exchanging shots, forcing Sensor to back up into the courtyard, look towards on backside of the tank area. Saints able to come in, clean up that kill that initially Sensor started. That's going to grab Saints some more points, and now we're seeing a good lockdown of the map as everybody's kind of in a good position. Sensor's now got somebody in front of him. He didn't actually see him on the map, or sorry, see on his eyes there, and he does gonna get takeout from Cray. Unfortunately, not able to get in position quick enough to take the kill.
I hate those moments where as a caster you can see the player, but you know the player you're spectating hasn't seen him. You feel so bad, and Sensor's paid the price there with his life. But Saints once again found himself on a streak. He's on a 2 streak, turns a corner, nearly shuts down Breezy, but the Vanity is on fire. Breezy's going to need to be careful, but doesn't matter.
Fears comes in with the sniper shot, something we don't ever see enough of. I love sniper play, and if you can incorporate it and pull off a beautiful shot like this, oh, Beautiful,
Oh,
and it's a quick scope.
Get the quick scope.
Fears, is jumping up for joy. That was a beautiful, beautiful shot. And I just want to point out there, too, that we saw the one player on NYThrust with all of his kill streaks, air support, airstrike, and a Hellstorm missile. So that's going to come into play here, I'm sure, in this last round. Or potential last round, sorry. Did I just curse it as a caster curse? Oh, I hope not. I hope not.
I think you may have done as obey. Trizzy actually got the first kill there, shutting down center. Now it's Clayster who has the score streaks in his pocket, so he's going to need to be very, very careful. He actually shut down Cray, and he is going to pull them in right now.
There goes the Hellstorm. 2 on there, and he crafts both of them. Breezy and Crumpy getting taken out, shaking their heads, I'm sure. I'd be so frustrated. And now he's looking to close things out even stronger, looking into the bottom side of the middle, but Saints wrapping around the backside and taking that kill. And Breezy, Crumpy both leave the game there in a sign of frustration, I'm sure. They were looking to close out a 2-0 map lead, and NYThrust has come back. Now we're all tied up at 1.
Yep. That was actually not as close as I thought it was going to be, especially after watching that first Hardpoint game. I expected this search and destroy to be a lot closer, but Thrust just made that look so simple. To be honest, if they can carry on playing like that, they basically played that whole S&D how they started in the Hardpoint, just sheer dominance.
Oh yeah, their positioning was on point, their shots and weapon choice. I can't believe Fears got that quick scope. That was dirty shot. I'm going to have to cut that out and submit it to MLG's top 5 plays because that deserves it for sure. It
was very nice. It was very nice indeed. But
it wasn't a fakey, ladder stall, but we'll give it.
It was
to
legit.
It
was legit right there. It was nice in that situation as well. It was a one-on-one situation. Confident, cool as ice. Turns the corner. Nice quick scope to the face, and he was using the ballista as well, which is interesting because quite a lot of the Europeans tend to use the
DSR.
The DSR, yeah.
I agree because, the ballista, I get a lot of hit markers, just playing pubs and stuff with it. It's a hit marker machine, whereas the DSR seems to be a one-hit wonder.
Yep, it's for me, the ballista is just so inconsistent. I can't personally use it. Then again, I'm not the best sniper in the world. I'm not gonna lie, but for me, it's all about the DSR. You tend to just get a shot off on the leg and it seems to kill them at times, whereas the ballista, if it isn't sort of on the chest or the head, you're not getting that kill. So it just shows confidence to be able to use that weapon.
So we have made a host change. Raid Hardpoint is the next map and game type. Oh, sorry, a correction. Raid, capture the flag. I have to be honest with you, capture the flag is not what it used to be in past Call of Duties. Before, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1, CTF was almost the pinnacle game type around competitive, where everybody practiced it day in, day out. Everybody was grinding the game type, making sure everything was on point. It doesn't seem like we've developed any sort of love towards CTF in this game, and I don't know what's going on. It just doesn't seem like the same style of play that we've seen in past Call of Duties.
You see, quite a lot of people have said that, and they've said that it's because the gameplay tempo has slowed down drastically. Now, different people have put that down to different things. Some people are saying it's the score streaks that people are using, and that's why CTF doesn't feel the same. But having played it myself in scrims, I've got to agree, it just doesn't feel the same. And I can't put my finger on it, because when you look at what actually Treyarch have done, they've incorporated Stopwatch as standard rules, which is great for CTF as a game mode. It's fantastic. It just shows how keen they are on trying to support the competitive community, and it's a massive step forward for us. But yet, for some reason, and I can't figure out exactly what it is, it just doesn't seem to be as fast-paced. I mean, for me, the best CTF moment I will ever have is CTF Dome. That map was just crazy. There was action 24/7, and we don't really see that in Black Ops 2 on any of the maps.
I have to disagree. I think CTF firing range was by all the best map and game type in any competitive Call of Duty thus far.
I've got to admit, firing range Black Ops.
I think you love it too, don't you?
That's good. That's a good shout. That's a very good shout. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I miss Black Ops 1. They were the good days.
If they were to bring back one map of any Call of Duty and bring it to Black Ops 2, if they brought back firing range, it would be a instant hit with everybody. That map was beautiful. It played wonderfully, and it was just a ton of fun.
I so think we should tweet Vonderhaar. I think we should get everyone in the
everybody tweet Vonderhaar. Bring firing range back.
Yep, we want firing range. Let's get it back. That would just be the best
Oh, somebody just reminded me of another amazing map, CTF on High Rise. What about that?
High Rise. Oh my God.
I'm telling you, man.
We are making ground-making moves right now. That's what we're doing. That's what this stream is doing. We are making some amazing moves in the development of Black Ops 2. I think we need to seriously get on the phone with.
Well, you've already got a a shoe in with Activision. You know, if you want to bring me along, you know, we can sit down, we can type something professional up. I'll buy a suit, we'll show up, we'll look legit, and we'll petition the fact that, hey, you know what? We need High Rise and we need firing range. Can you make it happen?
Oh, I so think we should try and do that. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? Let's make it happen. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna bring back firing range. I'm gonna do everything I possibly can and make it happen.
So another quick announcement: we are almost at 1,000 viewers, 976. Do a favor, tell your friends, tweet it out, put it on Facebook. Let's get some people in here and try to bump it up to 1,000. This is the first day this channel has been up, and we've already accumulated a massive following. Help us get to the point where we can, you know, continue our success on this channel. Support Thrust by supporting the channel. Tell your friends. Let's get this stream popping.
Yep, it'd be nice if we could hit 1K. We're so close. It's been sort of fluctuating a little bit around that 950 mark, and it's getting very close to 1,000. I'm actually curious, what's the most watched Black Ops 2 stream right now on Twitch? I want to see if we can make that our goal for this evening.
I'm not sure. I think it was MLG earlier with 3K.
Oh, it's us. It's actually us already.
Is it us?
It's us.
Oh,
it is us already.
Watch out. Watch out. making waves in the community. So we are about to get underway. Quick rule change as something was a little bit messed up. We were able to get it fixed. We got all 4 members of Thrust on board, and we're going to see Sensor push very quickly and heavily over to the right side pool, trying to get early position. We see smoke go down from Obey, trying to block, you know, any sort of shots or early movement towards flag. What do you think is the beneficial side to have starting off on this map?
To be honest, I kind of think it's relatively even, although I would, if I had to, I would favor the side Obey actually have. And that's simply because I find pulling the flag down that right-hand side of the map, where the sort of the structure is on that left-hand side, the actual raid point, I find that so much easier. And not a lot of people actually pull the flags that way from what I've seen in scrims, etc. But every time I do it, it seems to work. But it seems Thrust's main pull is going to be exactly where we're going to see Sensor go right now, down towards the basketball court, but immediately shut down by Cray. And the question is, where was Cray? Was Cray playing that really defensively? Was he sat right at the back of his flag?
No, Cray was actually up on the top side in the jump where the flower pots are, and he was on a 4 kill streak in 30 seconds of the map being played. That is absolutely crazy. His foul shot, a lot of people have complained that he's just too good with the foul, and I have to agree, that guy is nuts. Even with select fire turned off, the guy can control it amazingly, and right there, Cray able to actually come in, take out Saints, and, you know, push the opposition out of their base and, you know, buy a little bit more time. But we see the flag is now picked up. Breezy's got the flag. He's hit it down poolside. He's obviously going to have support waiting for him. We've got all 3 members of Team Thrust pushed in. Crumpy taking 1, Sensor pulls out the other, and now it's going to be a race and dash for that last couple kills. And we do have a nice setup there, but the dolphin dive, love the dolphin dive, comes in, and that's going to put a point on the board for Obey in the first 2 minutes of the board here.
It is indeed, and that's going to give them a bit of confidence now. Obviously, having just been, let's be honest, destroyed in that search and destroy, they're going to need a little bit of faith. But Thrust responds with a 2-piece there, and the flag has also been pulled by Saints, and he's going to be making moves down towards that basketball court, and you can see the kill feed dominated by Thrust, and it seems like Obey have got very bad spawns indeed. Fierce is going to get a 2-piece, and that flag should be ran home.
That's a, you know, almost a flag highway down there. If you can get people into position, watching open, watching the backside on the flower pot area, and if you can get that nailed down, it's a clean ride all the way home. And positioning means the world in such a short flag run. And if you're caught off guard or caught, you know, not in position at the right time, you're gonna pay the price. And I just want to move over here to Trizzy. Trizzy's rocking the M8, and he was on the caster curse, man. As soon as I switch over, he had a 4 kill streak. He dies. Unfortunately, I was, you know, getting curious to see what he was able to do pushing into the spawn like that. Traditionally, you don't see your M8 or AR player push in to try and grab flag, and it looks like he was trying to push spawns a bit, trying to get them out of that backside, maybe force it over to ring, get control of the backside on pool area. And Obey is pushing in yet again. They got got another player up there. Breezy is transitioning back and forth, grabs a beautiful jump shot, takes out Sensor, and now he's just backing up, waiting for his teammates to get into a better position, it looks like right now.
Yeah, I was just watching Trizzy there. You said he was being very aggressive with that assault rifle, and that's exactly what he was doing. He was trying to dictate all the spawns, but as it stands, Breezy has actually shot himself a very nice flag run, but you can see how cautious he's being. He knows this is going to be an important flag. There's only 1 minute 36 left of this round. He has enemy players all around him going for the pre-fire. He's going to be left all by himself now. There's going to be 3 takedowns.
Oh, no! That would have been absolutely huge because he had 3 kills. If he would have got another flag as part of his point streaks, he would have been able to call it not only his 100 killer, but also his airstrike, which is huge. It would have allowed them to, close out the gap even further. And unfortunately, Thrust just pushed in there and was able to keep them at bay just a little bit longer. But there, the flag goes again, and it looks like Thrust has just lost control of their spawn and lost control of their, control over the actual flag route. And Obey is just running there, hoping for any sort of position to run back.
Yep, they only have 50 seconds left to try and tie it up. Obviously, this is only the first round. There is still another round still to be played. As I'm going to just have a look at how Obey is setting up. Breezy on a 2 kill streak right now. He's been very aggressive, trying to find that flag, but there was Saints, who's got a very important 2-piece on his own flag. Nice play right there coming from the Thrust line.
Holding it down. He really needed to nail that out, and he's going to grab another kill and swaps out gun. Push it in again, catching everybody off guard. Getting people on that run is, seems to be what's happening. When people get too aggressive, too pushy, and they're just running for the flag all the time, and you got smart players like Saints just playing it very well and just grabbing those easy kills, and now he busts out the MA, but Trizzy coming around the corner, taking that kill away. And now we got a nice, huge push. Claser and both Saints were able to push in there, and Claser again with that foul. His shot is just unbelievable.
It's pretty spot on, isn't it? I mean, every time we sort of have a look at his screen, he's very, very accurate. He doesn't really seem to miss that many shots.
like this kill cam, just pop, 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 dead, 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 dead.
It's like, come at me, bro. I'll just take you all down. So, I mean, fair play to him. Very, very accurate, and I suppose that's what you need in your top AR players. But as it stands, it's going to be 2-1 now to Thrust. They have 5 minutes now to try and build on this lead that they already have and just make sure that Obey can't come back like they did in that Hardpoint game.
So we are, only 1 flag deficit for Obey, 2-1. Right off the start, middle of the map's contested, and I'm kind of curious why Fears decided to play so passive in the middle of the map here. He is going to pick out 1, but Trizzy's going to walk into kitchen, take out the kill. Claser's now backed up, playing more defensively, watching the court, watching the top side, and now it looks like we got a push from Obey on the far right. Claser's able to grab 1, looking into the kitchen. The jump shot, Trizzy's able to knock him down, and there he goes with the flag, and completely knocked out of position is Thrust as they're all forced onto that right-hand side, and it looks like the defensive setup of Obey is going to be, top-notch. They're able to get those respawn kills, and the flag carrier is going to come on board, and it looks like he's going to be uncontested and just walk in there, and that was way too easy. Thrust, I don't know what they were doing, but they were not handling that situation well, as we've seen a flag route or flag get pulled again, and the train is almost started on.
It really has. It's an awkward moment when Obey just have Thrust completely locked in their spawn. There's nothing Thrust can do. They just can't get out, and those score streaks now are going to come hurtling down. Trizzy just took down Sensor with the 100 killer drone. He now actually has his Hellstorm, but he's been a little too aggressive there, so close to his next score streak. Could have arguably just played it a little safer. The flag has also been pulled.
Crumpy.
Did you just see that? Did you just see Crumpy?
Crumpy with the 90-degree turn, grabbing 1, taking out Money Room, switching around, grabbing the second kill, bottom side of the court. Beautiful, beautiful gun skill. I love watching pro players that just show up everybody and just show them exactly why they are pro, and switch them back over now. And what's going to happen here? I just, all tied up. This is crazy. We're coming down to a nail biter, I think.
Yeah, we could well see a stopwatch, actually, if it stays like this for the next 2 minutes, 53 seconds, but both teams playing very aggressive. Wouldn't surprise me if we saw at least 1 flag. We may potentially see 2 more flags still, as I'm actually on board now with Crumpy, and he is going to be making his way down the middle. Actually decided to reroute, go towards the pool side, but sees his teammate actually die in the middle of the map, but there is that smoke grenade inside kitchen. He has no idea where that Thrust player is going to be. Sees 1, I think that's Clayster, but Clayster manages to outshoot Crumpy on that pool side.
Yeah, poolside, you know, very vital point on this board to keep control of, and they put their main AR player there, Clayster, with that foul, able to take out one, but wasn't able to hold on to the second kill, gets taken out on the right side now, and we're left with, you know, just kind of a middle board. Everybody's trying to feel each other out. Nobody wants to go down with only 2 minutes left to play, and I just want to point out something, too, that, you know, traditionally in past Call of Duties, Obey has been that CTF team that is kind of hated for their game style, and I've seen a complete change in how they're playing, you know, Black Ops 2 CTF opposed to past Call of Duties, and it's a good change up, definitely nice change of pace for them, and I think they're going to get a lot of respect from the community for how they're playing.
Well, I hope so, because there's nothing worse than when you see a team play CTF. There's no other word to describe it other than dirty, I guess.
I didn't want to say it. I know
you didn't want to say it. I'll just go ahead. I'll just say it. But when a team plays that dirty, you know, the corner sitting and just defensive play, they'll get that first flag, and then that's it. That's GG. You're not getting anywhere near the enemy flag. But it doesn't look like they're going to do that anymore. Like you rightly say, they seem to be still being very aggressive. I mean, some teams may consider right now playing for the stopwatch, but having said that, Thrust have pulled that flag away. It's actually Clayster. There was Grumpy to shut him down.
Yeah, Clayster moved into the backside of the point. He got 2 beautiful kills with that AR foul and not able to hold it out. He was going to go for a run, it looks like, but he had to stop, reload, and that got him killed. And there goes the kill streak. Hellstorm comes landing on Fear's head, and I think we're going to see a stopwatch. The time is dwindling down. Flag gets returned, and looks like Crumpy is holding on to some points. The flag is finally getting taken. They were able to push up. They got hold of it. Breezy's got the flag in hand. He's contested from both the middle side of the map, top side control, so he's in a rock and a hard place right now.
If he gets out of this, he deserves this flag cap right now. He has no support, and he is going to get run down.
Finally gets taken down.
Oh, that was actually Fierce picking off that kill. Nice play, and the flag has been catapulted, but immediately shut down, and that's what we've seen in the last minute or so of this gameplay. Every time the flag has been pulled, it's been pretty much shut down almost straight away, and we are going to see a stopwatch between Obey and Thrust, and I love a good stopwatch. As long as it isn't played too defensively, as long as you see a flag cap, all good.
I agree. As long as, you know, once the first flag goes, it's not 4-man turtle defense time. I hate that.
4-man turtle defense. I'm using that. That's a brilliant phrase. That's awesome.
Okay, everybody, get in your hidey holes. It's time to defend the flag. Let's go. No thanks. Yeah. No thanks. I don't see that kind of style gameplay coming from Thrust. That's not how they play. But I couldn't hold it past Obey to maybe pull that trick out. We'll see how it goes. So how Stopwatch works real quick, it's a race. First team to capture the flag forces the opposition to either beat or match that time. And the winner will be decided upon, you know, just like we said, the stopwatch. So right here we got Clayster holding it down in the middle of the map, watching for anybody trying to break way through center. He's switching over, watching ring, looking for any objective players trying to sneak in, grab that flag. And it doesn't look like we're going to have any initial flag pulls off the start. Both very cautious play from each team, trying to just buy their time, get the key kills. But Trizzy able to grab a couple kills over from the ring side into bottom of art. And now we're seeing as Trizzy's pushed in on stairs, grabbing Fears, caught him off guard on the run, and it's such a dangerous play. He's not able to turn around. Saints able to spawn just in the nick of time and save that flag from getting out of there. Saints now pushed in on center stairs, stopping another push by Obey. And it just seems like we're at a stalemate right now, but that flag is now almost pulled. Everybody's making their way into position, and we got Crumpy being super sneaky into backside, and he does get taken. Fears did see him. He was able to exchange 1 or 2 shots, but they still got two positional players in a key place right now. Breezy's gonna lead the way, and this could be it right now.
I like the strategy. No nonsense. He's just going to run straight down the middle of the map, shut down Fizz, and to be honest, it's an unconventional flag route at the best of times, but it may have actually just worked for Obey, and he is in fact going to run that in. 328, I believe, and that just shows, you know, different times you've got to switch things up. That route straight down the middle fantastic decision in it, considering the situation. I mean, he knew Thrust were going to be both on the left and right trying to get the cutoffs, and that's exactly what Saints was doing. Saints was anticipating the pool flag run, but instead straight down the middle, and great cutoff.
1:31 is the official time posted by the game, as you saw on screen there. And it is up to Thrust, and I'm going to jump on board with Clayster. Clayster's going to move over to this left-hand side, and it's going to be crucial for him to get an initial kill or two on this side of the map to make way for his flag runner to get in and get out.
Yep, a lot of pressure right now on Thrust. Clayster managing to take down C-Ray, and it seems like Obey have had some very bad spawning on the wrong side of the flag, and that's simply because of the way Clayster is pushed. And with 1 minute left, it is really going to come down to one play. There isn't really going to be time for them to mess this up and try and go back. And Clayster realizes that, backs off, does the smart thing.
Yeah, he didn't want a chance getting taken out. He got a couple shots into him, but Cray able to wrap around, take out the kill, and that's going to shut down the flagpole. They've got just over 30 seconds to be able to push and grab flag to make enough time to get a point, and I don't think it's going to happen. Cray comes in, grabs one, looks for the second, and we got Breezy, who's just dominating on the opposite side of the map, and he's grabbed the flag or counter pull, and he could count it down right now. 30 seconds left. He's got flag in hand. And the chase is on. He's just buying time. I love this play.
Yep, really smart play. And they have 2 hunter killers in the air as well. They're going to drop down. One's already killed someone. I think Breezy actually took down Sensor. And I think Thrust are going to have to let this game go. Unfortunately, 10 seconds left. The flag
and he's just going to call in some kill streaks to put salt in the wounds. And that is going to lead us to a 2-1 map lead over Thrust in favor of Obey.
That was a really, really nice play, and we get the hunter killer for the final kill cam, and it just darts down. Unfortunately, I think he was AFK. He'd realized he couldn't win, so he just put his controller down, just trying to regroup for the next map. But that is actually going to be 2-1 now to Obey, and you know, Thrust, they came out so strong at the start of the show match, and I mean, we look at that S&D, it was a dominant performance, but both of the respawn game types, CTF and Hardpoint, they have lost, so a lot of pressure on them now to try and take this next map.
And this is a best of 5, so Obey could seal the series with this next map. And like you said before, respawn game types have not been, you know, Thrust, you know, main, you know, key gameplay. I don't know what it is. They always start strong, but they're not able to hold out through the middle of the map. Obey kind of shocking me though. I really didn't expect them to come out and put up this much of a fight against a top contending team like Thrust, especially with this lineup. But Breezy, you know, always showing us that he is, you know, a veteran to professional Call of Duty, and his plays, his, you know, flag runs and everything like that are just crucial to a successful team, and he's always done really well. And you put him, you know, with the rest of the team, Trizzy doing very well in the last game as well, dropping 30 something or 32 kills I believe he had, and Crumpy and Cray playing beautiful support roles. They're a solid roster for sure. Yep.
I was going to ask you as well, where do you think these two lineups actually stand instead to some of the big boys, I guess, such as your Optics and your Envies? I mean, do you reckon these two teams can go toe-to-toe with them at LAN?
To be honest, right now, I think they're more of a over top 5 team, you know, between 5 and 8. I still think, you know, Complexity, you know, Optic, and those guys are just, they're doing so well that, you know, on LAN, they're that team to beat. And any team that goes up against them is already at a deficit and having to work against the Tide or work against the Stream, whatever you want to call it, just because they are such a juggernaut lineup. The only thing, you know, that's really going so far for Thrust, or sorry, no, going against Thrust is right now, just they're a brand new team. You know, give them a few more weeks. We'll see how their roster develops. We'll see how their game styles all develop together. And then maybe we could put them back into top 3, top 5.
Who would you say is the #1 team in the US right now?
Complexity.
Do you reckon Complexity?
I think their online play matched with their LAN play is just, it's huge. You know, Optic obviously, you know, won UMG, but I think the way Complexity's been playing, and just, you know, with their overall presence as a team, I think they're the #1 team.
Fair enough. I thought you were going to say Optic, to be fair. But a lot of people have said that, you know, Optic just don't look as strong on Black Ops 2 as they did on Modern Warfare 3.
I don't think it's the fact that they don't look as strong. I just don't think they play nearly as much as they did before. You know, all these guys are, you know, growing up and going to college, you know, school and personal life, you know, taking hold here and there. They're not grinding that 40 hours that we saw them play in past Call of Duties, especially Black Ops 1. You know, we saw Optic play every day for 8 hours straight. You know, now we're seeing other teams, you know, take that position. And I think that's because Optic feels comfortable. You know, they have been playing together for so long that they developed such a comfort level that they don't need to grind, you know, that excessive amount of play a week. And now guys can focus on everything else, which I think is great. I think once you get to that point, that's a beautiful place to be as a team. When you can, you know, defend or depend on your guys, you know, to always have their skill set. I think that's...
I've always said Optic, like especially at EGLs, Optic is just a LAN team. So many people have come in and said before events, Optic aren't performing well online. You can't give them a top seeding. They're not going to win the event. And they get to the event and they just make it look so easy. They perform so well at LAN.
You know, they're composed. They show up, and it's just like it's a day-to-day thing for them. Like, no big deal. I just dropped 2-0 against, you know, Complex. No big deal. No big deal.
Just normal day.
Whatever. Normal day. It baffles me that how they develop their skill points like that. And right here, middle point, hard point. This is one of the most frustrating hard points to get a hold of. You know, even when I play this game, you know, you're trying to get in there. It seems like the characters blend into the sides of the wall so easily. You know, you rush in there, you're like, where are they? Where are they? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, it's infuriating at the best of times. And what's really important as well is what we're going to see Obey do now is just try and rotate that spawn. But Breezy actually throwing the hunter killer inside and managing to take down one, but Saints responds with a nice two-piece inside that hard point. And you can see just by where these Obey players are spawning, they don't have control of the spawns.
Everybody's just chucking hunter killers in there, hoping for the best. Each team grabbing one apiece, but looks like Thrust is able to get control of that anchor position. Backside gold is taken care of. Now they've pushed in. Hardpoint swapped into the secondary one, and it is contested, but it does look like Clayster's able to hold on back-to-back, not able to grab the back-to-back, able to go down. Breezy's grabbing that one kill, and it looks like spawns are going to flop here.
Yep, it's looking that way. Breezy's done a great job rushing straight into that hard point, and now you can see, has the support of a few of his teammates, picks up one kill. Can he find the second? That's going to be Sensor that's going to be contesting, but Breezy now needs to be thinking about those spawns. He's seen his teammates spawn behind him, so he doesn't need to worry that much, but you're going to see he's going to check just behind him. Very cautious play, and they have actually lost control over that hard point, and that's exactly the player that Clayster, that Breezy was trying to find. It was Clayster. He managed to shut him down. Now he's going to try and contend this hard point. Sees one more. That was Saints, but Saints getting a crucial kill right there for Thrust.
Absolutely, that was the kill to make or break this hard point. Now it's going to force Obey to just leave this one alone, go set up for the next one. And I'm going to quote one of my teammates here. If you're unaware that I do represent or help manage and represent a team of my own called New Breed, and one of my players, Folsom, is actually making waves in the community, coming from the competitive sniping, or not competitive, but, you know, public sniping area, and making a big name for himself in competitive. He said to me the other day, you know, finding an anchor player is by far the most hard thing to do in this game. And he was saying specifically, I would rather play 3v4 in a game and just have my anchor get no kills but give me good spawns.
To be honest, I completely agree with that. It is the most crucial role in the entire game, and if you have that one player in your team that can gel and is fantastic at CTF, fantastic at SMT, and knows exactly how to dictate the spawns in Hardpoint, because it isn't as easy as everybody thinks.
No, it's not just to go sit in a spot and hold it down. No. You're going to be attacked constantly. You know, their anchor players are going to be on the run looking for you each and every time. You've got to be able to manipulate spawns based on where your teams are, or your team is at as well. So there's so many, you know, dynamic parts of playing an anchor that makes it, you know, more important than your objective player. And traditionally, we've never seen that in past Call of Duties. And I just want to say something real quick. The War Machine, the grenade launcher,
God.
really?
Oh god, oh god. This is I'm not even. I don't even think I'm allowed to say the words that bring to my mind. It's just no. It's a horrible, horrible thing. I dislike it.
It's a horrible. It's a horrible thing. You know, God drowns a kitten every time somebody uses a war machine.
Exactly that. I couldn't have put it better if I tried. It's just a despicable thing, and to be honest, he deserves to be just slapped across the face.
I'm sorry, Thrust people. I know we're cheering on for Thrust right now, but Saints busting out the super tube. I can't look at it with a straight face. Like, that gun is just easy mode, but unfortunately, it didn't give him the kill there. Flak Jacket saving Mr. Craze's life as he's able to put some rounds back into Saints and take control. And look how early on Obey chose to just leave that last hard point and just move over and structure themselves in position for the next hard point. And it looks like they gave up a little bit too early. I would have, you know, thrown a couple more people at the previous hard point, at least try to contest it. And you don't want to give teams back-to-back hard points. You want to stop them and just make sure, you know, obviously if they lost Debo, they should have set up and, you know, made sure they stopped the run there.
This is exactly what we saw in the first game of Hardpoint, if you remember. We saw Thrust in the lead, and then they did exactly that. They lost control over 2 Hardpoints back-to-back, and before they knew it, Obey had all the momentum in the game, and they managed to take that victory with a fantastic comeback. And you can see Obey setting up on the next Hardpoint, and
they just
got destroyed.
That's a smart move. You know, obviously, they weren't in position to keep hold on the bar Hardpoint. So what did they do? They backed up, they transitioned, they realized that the loss was there before they could make it. And now they're just setting up for position, trying to get a hold of this second hardpoint. And I think that's what they need to do. This is exactly what we saw in the first hardpoint map of the Mapper series. And it's coming back to haunt Thrust, I think, right now. Look at this. Beautiful plays from both Crumpy and Breezy, taking out both objective players, moving in from the side and the center. And now we're seeing, you know, that terrible spawn, you know, that marathon run that these players have to do. Thrust is having to run cross map. But thankfully, Fears was able to hold on to the Hailstorm missile, grabs one, but they aren't able to pull in. They've got 2 in control now, taking care of gold and backside of the spawn, and they're able to swap it back out of the hands of Obey, but they got to watch their right side there. But beautiful 3-piece by Team Thrust.
Have you seen Fears right now? An 8 kill streak as it stands. Claystat on a 4 as well. They are really bringing out the slaying power in this game.
He's cherry picking a little bit though. He's trying to get up to that V stat to really solidify this victory and bring them back to within a 2-2 map count. And it's a smart play. You can't knock him for doing it because that's exactly what you need to do when you're down a map. You don't want Obey to close out the series and hold you to a 3-1. You want to bring it back, and what he's doing, he's playing smart, cherry picking the spawns, looking to get somebody caught off guard, and he wants to hold on to this hardpoint, grab one more kill, and get that V-stat. He's able to turn and grabs it, and that was the moneymaker right there. He's got all 4 people on the board. It's like Christmas tree lighting up at Christmas Eve, and he's got people on the map looking to kill. Beautiful Saints is going to go out there, grab a 2-piece, Craze shutting him down, and that's going to leave Fears all by himself back on the board. But beautiful play, love it.
Yep, fantastic decision making. It's what we touched on earlier on, deciding to play for the score streak rather than play for the kills for the moment, and it paid off for him. He's got that VSAT, and what you're going to see now is Thrust pre-fire pretty much everything. Anytime they see that little red triangle on that radar, they are going to be pre-firing corners galore. But it isn't paying dividends on this hardpoint. This is probably the Debo hardpoint, one of the hardest to keep control over. And what they can see right now, well, what Thrust can see, is Obey setting up on the next one. And that is where Thrust now, they need to react to this. They have complete view. They have complete view of the entire map. They know exactly where the enemy are. They need to try and make moves and control this next hardpoint.
So the VSAT did finally expire, but they do have a good look on where the spawns are popping for Obey. Trizzy's able to walk in, grab a nice 2-piece. Saints able to respawn, contested on the hardpoint. We're coming down to the wire, 225 to 108 in favor of Thrust. 20 more points, and that's going to seal the deal here. And that's going to bring it back to a 2-2 all map count. And beautiful double piece. Is he going to grab it? He's looking for the last kill. Crumpy walking in and saving his life. Fears goes down. And that was a nice exchange back and forth at the back of the map. And now we're seeing Thrust trying to just set up for this last one and close out the map.
That was so very, very close. I mean, oh, that 2-piece right there, if he'd have hit that.
Yeah, the jump, slide, you know, side mount, whatever you want to call it. He was just looking to hold on to that kill, and he pumped a couple rounds into the chest, and thankfully his teammate walked in at the nick of time, saving his life. But here we are, and this is going to be it, 245, and the points are going 247. Finally contested. Obey's going to walk in and try to hold on to their life here, not able to do so. Clayster grabs that beautiful 2-piece and nails the coffin shut. That's 2-2 all map count right now.
It would come down to the wire, wouldn't it? I mean, we've just seen such a close series. I mean, it seemed like Thrust walked the S&D. They just completely walked it. They made it look so simple. Yet Obey and these respawn game types look very, very strong. And now it is all going to come down to it's going to be S&D next, isn't it?
I think we're going to see a final map be S&D, the deciding factor yet again being S&D. I love it. It's exciting. It's something that the community loves. The public community also really loves to see Search and Destroy. It's something they can relate to a little bit more than Hardpoint or CTF, because traditionally they are the lower played game modes in the public realm. But Search and Destroy is always very popular. It's something everybody likes to see. So hopefully we'll be able to bring that here to the community. We are at 900 viewers concurrent right now. Let's try and finish this off strong. Go ahead and tweet out the stream. Let's promote this. We got a couple more, we got at least 15 more minutes of beautiful stream action. I want to thank Mr. Benson for joining me. This is our first time casting together. I think it went very well.
I'm enjoying it. It's good fun. We've made some groundbreaking moves in Call of Duty. Bring back firing range. I mean, that's just fantastic. Bring back what was the other one we decided that we should bring back as well?
High rise.
High rise. That was it. We're gonna write a letter. We're going to get it sorted out. We're going to bring those games back. I think it'd be awesome.
Cargo, Search, and Destroy. This is a map and game type I have not played or witnessed very much. What do you think about it?
To be honest, not a massive fan.
Yeah.
That's just
and it does look like we are changing it back. They didn't want to play it. Meltdown, Search and Destroy. This is something I really enjoy and love. It's a very open map, lots of long lines of sight. Sniper play we see quite a lot of on this map because of, the left side on yellow is a very wide open area. I've seen some beautiful plays there. We've got the middle of the map, which is, very dynamic, lots of little places to sneak in and out of. And then we've got the ring, which is extremely hard to spot people. Gunfights are a little bit crazy in there. Everybody's hopping through the pillars, looking to grab that, the random hipfire shot. So this map has a lot to offer, and I can't wait.
Yep, it's going to be very, very close. Although what I have to point out is the last S&D we saw, Thrust, they won it 6-1, and they made it look so simple. It really, really was. And I have to think, are they going to do it again? Is S&D Thrust strong point? Is it a guaranteed win for these guys?
Obviously, you can't guarantee anything in Call of Duty, my friend.
Yeah, true. Very, very true. Very, very true. But, I mean, it is their best game mode. I mean, we saw them lose the respawn game types right at the very start, and that was kind of shocking, I guess. I didn't really think it was going to go that way. Thrust looked just so dominant at the start.
Made another map change here. Express, Search, and Destroy.
They can't make their minds up.
I don't know what they want to play, but I'll take it. I like Express too. Express is a very AR map or AR oriented map. Lots of long lines of sight yet again, but there is some very tricky elements to this map. Very quick getaways off of bomb plants. Got to be very careful and watch. Once that bomb gets planted, it's almost impossible to find out where that guy's gone if you don't have line of sight on it.
Yep. Completely agree. What's your view on the sort of map animations? Obviously, on Express,
I like to have them on, to be honest.
I agree. I think there's nothing funnier than someone running a flag on Express that gets hit by a train. I just think it makes it so much more entertaining Call of Duty.
Yeah. I just think it adds another point of the game that you have to worry and, consciously think about. If you time your bomb plant to watch out and block yourself with the train, well, you're just playing it that much smarter. It's something that looks cool. It's played out well, and I like to see it happen. I like animations. I think I'm all for animations for sure.
Yep, and the one I really, really like is Cargo, because Cargo in the middle of the map, obviously, have all those containers which actually move.
Yeah.
And what that does is that completely changes the line of sights that you have. And, you could be on top red one moment and you can see top blue, and the next minute you can't see across towards the left-hand side building. And it just means that you can't ever sort of have that one slaying spot. And that's what we're traditionally used to. If you look back at Modern Warfare 3, if I was to say lockdown to you and I was to say AR lockdown, you know exactly where your ARs are going to be placed to do that slaying, where you always want to have like the one in the corridor overlooking. And by being there, it's a very static role. Whereas, by having these map elements on, especially on a map like Cargo, it just has a whole new dynamic feel to it, and your ARs have to be adapting to everything that's going on around them.
Yeah, they can't just count on a solid line of sight throughout the entire time. They have to be able to move and change position if need be, if a crate or the train gets in their way. So, just do us a favor. We're coming down to map 5. Type in the chat who you think is going to win. Is it going to be Thrust or Obey. You can vote by typing it into the chat right now. Map count guess is 2-2. And we have 933 viewers. Let's push it. 70 more viewers. That's all we need. Let's go.
I think there's a lot of Thrust love right now in the chat. You said that, and Thrust was just written everywhere. Not a lot of Obey love, but a little bit right at the end.
There's a little bit of Obey love.
They've
always been the underdog, though. I think they're okay with that.
Well, let's see if they can come out and take the victory. I'm actually on board with Obey first. On board with Breezy, who's going to be using the Scorpion and Scorpion Renown for that massive fire rate. And Breezy being a little ambitious, to be honest. I mean, obviously they are on the defensive round as Clayster actually takes on Trizzy. That's going to make it 4 versus 3. Breezy being very, very ambitious, being a little bit too aggressive for my liking, especially on the defensive side. But I suppose he's trying to scout out where these Thrust players actually are.
Well, I'm watching over and I'm on board with Saints. Sensor grabbed the 1. He saw the 2nd on the opposite side on the stairs going into top bridge, and he's not going to challenge it. He does have the MSMC, but he is pushing in now, and he's getting brave, but they have a beautiful setup. All 4 members of Team Thrust are in beautiful positions to defend this bomb plant, and I love it. I love the way they just pushed in, took control, took care of it, and now the bomb is planted. Although Crumpy walks in, grabs a kill, Breezy picks up a 2nd. Are they going to be able to hold on to the retake? Breezy grabs a 2nd kill with that Scorpion, and we've come down to a 1-on-1 Breezy versus Sensor with the bomb plant. He does have the added points for the bomb. If the bomb does explode, he is going to get additional points, plus the kill is going to land him in good shape for a kill streak, and he does hold on to it. Sensor takes out Breezy. Breezy looking for that amazing jump shot out of train, not able to hold on to it. Grabs a couple shots, but the Scorpion is just not powerful enough to contend at that range with MSMC locked in already. And that's going to put first round in favor of Thrust. Something we saw previous on Standoff. Are we going to see a repeat? I don't know.
To be fair, how well Thrust set up that round, I'm going to have to go ahead and favor Thrust in this search and destroy. They had that on complete lockdown. Got a little bit shaky after the bomb was planted, but Sensor's just positioning and awareness was key, and he played that round so very well, and he managed to win that 1v1 very, very simply, and he has actually just shut down Breezy, and I'm pretty sure Breezy was the bomb carrier, jumps around the corner to see spray. Easy,
Sensor, what are you doing? He must have ate his Wheaties this morning, and Saints snakes the last kill for him. That could have been huge for a nice, good score streak to have in the pocket. But Sensor, man, this guy is on fire right now in Search and Destroy.
He is really making those moves and making those plays. He's very nearly had a 3-piece, but you see Saints pretty much one-shotting him. But that was mainly because, obviously, the amount of damage that was done. But 2-0, and that round was over pretty much before it had begun.
Oh, Fears has a sniper rifle in hand. That must mean he's feeling quite confident. And I'm going to watch this guy to see where he's going with it, because I want to see some sniper action. But I want to pose a question to you right quick. You know, we get a lot of heat, a lot of heat is thrown across the board from pro players when, you know, weapons are used that other pro player. Oh my god, he just did it. Cray gets dookied on as the Smangle comes out of play with that sniper rifle. Fears grabbing the 1, looking for the 2nd top side of the bridge. But back to the question, pro players throw around a lot of heat towards other players who use guns that are not viable on land. Now Crumpy responding with another sniper kill of his own. Beautiful gameplay, and I keep getting cut off because the gameplay is awesome. But when people use guns like Scorpion, that, you know, Scorpion is awful on land, but they use it online, do you think that's something that's, you know, is good to do? You practice with a gun that you're not going to use at a LAN event?
To be honest, you've got to do what you've got to do to win. I mean, in a tournament situations, I can see why people would use the Scorpion, but in a scrimmage situation where the whole point is to prepare your team and practice for LAN events, I don't really see what the point is using the Scorpion. If it's just a friendly scrim, you should be using what you're going to use at LAN. You know, maybe change up your strategies, but using weapons that you're never going to use at LAN isn't really a smart decision in my opinion. And as I say that, Clayster actually shuts down. That's going to be 3-0 to Thrust. Wow.
We're seeing that landslide again with their Search and Destroy play. It just feels like we have much more veteran Search and Destroy aware players on Thrust, whereas Obey might be still just, you know, getting comfortable with Search on this game. They're just not comfortable with each other on this game. I don't know what it is, but, you know, Thrust plays Search and Destroy beautifully from what we've seen so far.
Yep, they've been playing just their entire setup every time on attack and defense has just been impeccable. And I'm gonna have a quick look at Sensor, who's doing that familiar rush that we saw him do last round, and he's making moves towards the B bomb site. But Clayster actually shuts down Crumpy, and already Thrust dominant fourth round.
Clayster almost picked off that second kill. He wasn't able to reload quick enough, and that kind of makes me wonder if he should be running the quick mags. But then again, we got Saints just closing up the round here with a beautiful two-piece with that M8.
They make it look so easy, don't they? I mean, Thrust.
I wish I could shoot my gun this good.
I know, right? Look at the accuracy right there.
I'd be the biggest pub star ever, but...
Having said that, I saw your tweet earlier on, apparently about... Oh no, actually, I think you sent me a message on Skype about how you got... What was it, like 3 dogs and 4 swarms? And
I posted a video, I did a commentary. I'm doing a YouTube commentary series about successful tips and tricks on how to start your YouTube career off right. And one of the gameplays I used, I dropped 114 and 4, and I got 4 sets of dogs and 5 swarms in a 6v6. Teach
me those skills, sir. I need to know those skills.
It's not even skills. It's just, you know, I don't know how you want to say it. It's boosting off of Hardpoint and how the point system works. So what I do when I play is, you know, I'll jump on the initial flag, but then I'll get off and I'll let them take it again, and then I'll grab another 200 points once I kill them. And I just do that over and over again to get my kill streaks. And I'd play against bad kids because obviously, you know, pubs are not the best way to compare gun skill or anything like that. But I enjoy it. It's fun. And I love to play the game, and wherever I can play the game is fun for me. So competitive or not, pubs or not, it's all the same.
Good. Well, thanks for the tips. I'm gonna go into pubs and use that, see if I can try and get a gameplay to challenge that. Although I doubt it, if I'm honest. But back on this, it's a 1v1 situation. It's Crave versus Fizz. Fizz is actually on a 2-kill streak. Bomb, he needs to try and pick it up, and he's only got 18 seconds left. Pretty sure there's going to be an engagement.
Oh, for sure. You know, anytime you leave search and destroy bomb plant to the last 30 seconds, if somebody's watching one bomb plant, they're just going to transition over and they're going to take the kill just like Cray did there.
Yep. And 4-1, I mean, this is what we saw last time in that search and destroy. Obey only managing to take the 1 round. I mean, actually, let's have a look at the scoreboard. We can't bring it up right now because of the kill count, but it'd be interesting to see what the sort of kills and deaths are looking for. And as we say that, we have actually just broken the 1,000 mark.
Yeah, I just saw that too. 1,010 viewers concurrent right now. Can't thank you guys enough for making this happen. I appreciate it. Myself, Holiday Doc. I've got my co-caster here from Europe, Mr. Benson, who's a fantastic commentator. If you've not seen this guy in action, you will soon, because we are working on a beautiful project that's going to hit the public era very soon. And can't thank you guys enough.
Yep, thank you very, very much for that. And, you know, we've had some fantastic gameplay as well to be lucky enough to cast over. And it looks like Obey may actually be making a cheeky bit of a comeback. They're definitely not over.
I think Thrust got a little complacent, trying to play it a little cheeky, just like you said, with the snipers and the stuff like that. But now we've got Fears exchanging the jump shot, and Crumpy just barely holding on to that kill. Half a second more, and it would have looked like Fears would have got that kill.
Yep, it was very, very close, but Crumpy managing to just get that jump around the corner and shutting down Fizz, and that is actually going to give them 2 rounds now, and Obey could be on the comeback hype. And, you know, we saw them do it in the first map of this show match. I mean, that comeback in Hardpoint, we were, you know, just casually talking, and next thing we know, Obey had actually won the map, and we were like, wait, what just happened?
Whoa, what happened here? I was moving to, you know, just casual talk because we were just wasting time, but apparently Obey's like, hey, you don't count us out yet. And I just got to quickly mention that, you know, if you want to support NYThrust, do us a huge favor, follow the stream. We are trying to get it partnered to produce some more show matches here on the weekly basis. Follow the stream and follow the clan Twitter, twitter.com/NYThrust. You're going to be keeping up to date anytime we do live streams, show matches, stuff like that. You can also get your team in here and try to win $100 if you beat Team Thrust. So there's going to be some cool little challenges that Thrust is doing to promote their new team here, so can't thank them enough, and you can thank them by simply just following their accounts and stuff like that. So back on board, we are 4-2 right now. Thrust Sensor into that position, planting the A bomb again, gets bomb planted, 3 members all in position. Clayster takes out Breezy, trying to swoop into the bottom red train. We have 1 player on the opposite side, Obey, in topside bridge, and it looks like they're just trying to hold it down. Fears able to do just that, takes out the long shot, takes Cray down, and that is round number 7.
Yep, and you know, this is going to put Thrust now just 1 round away from tying up this show match and taking it 3-2. What a nice shot that was. Wow.
With a second round ending kill cam in a quick scope. Jeez.
This guy. Was he from a sniping background? I think we should get that checked out.
No, he wasn't.
Because that was lethal accuracy right there. But yeah, like we say, 5-2 now. That's going to put Thrust just 1 round away. Sensor's going for a bit of a rush, and he is going to have that pay off, but does get shut down. Not entirely sure who that was.
Obey responds with 2 of their own, making it a 2-on-1, and Clayster
wow,
closing it out. Just walked in there, took control of the area, grabs the 1. There's that beautiful foul play, and jumps up, anticipates the movement. These are positions and control type situations that you need to take notes on, because right there that shows you just how map aware that player is. Beautiful play. NYThrust takes out their first show match, holding it on against Obey. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you follow the Twitter account, twitter.com/NYThrust. Follow the stream, and we can't thank you enough. Do you want to shout out your Twitter? Maybe you can get some followers. These guys might be interested in knowing who you are, man.
Yeah, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, I'm a compulsive tweeter, not going to lie. You can follow me at Tech, that's TEC_Benson. I'll put it in the shout box as well. But yeah, I'd appreciate if you follow us.